Okay, good morning, dear students. We'll continue from where we stopped about the burden of a national debt. That's to what extent is a national debt a burden? First, maybe we just have to refresh our memories on what the national debt is. We say it is the total amount of money that the government, okay, and the local government owe either to their citizens or to international organizations or private individuals internationally. Now, we have seen the different types of national debt. That's the different types based on the sources. That's a classification anyway. We've seen that. And we've seen what the burden of a national debt is. The burden of national debt refers to the repayment of the debt and the servicing of the debt until the debt is being repaid. And I said the servicing of a national debt is the constant payment of interest on the debt until the debt is finally repaid. For instance, if I take a loan of, say, 100,000 francs with an interest rate of 10% monthly, now, every month I have to be paying 10,000, which is 10% of 100,000. I have to be paying 10,000 until the day I finally repay that loan. Now, that 10,000 every month is the interest on the loan. That is what they call servicing a loan. Now, it also constitutes the debt of a national debt, the burden of a national debt. Now, our question is a national debt really a burden? Question. Is national debt, is it really a burden? We're going to be seeing whether it's a burden or not. So, first, to tell whether it's a burden or not, you need to look at four concepts: the source of the debt, the duration of the debt, the marketability of the debt, and the purpose of the debt. These four things must be considered before you can tell whether a national debt is a burden or not. Now, let's start with the source of the debt. If the national debt is an internal debt, meaning that the government actually took the loan from financial institutions and private individuals within the country, within the national territory, well, the repayment and the servicing of the debt is not really a burden, because it will be like money circulating in the country. It means that when the government is servicing the debt, the money remains within the same country. And even if when the government repays the debt, the money remains in the country. It's just like a brother owing another brother living in the same house. You see, if the loan is repaid, the money doesn't leave the house, it remains in the house. So it is still there to develop the house. The riches is still within the house. But now it is a burden if that debt is an external debt. You see, meaning that the repayment and the servicing of that debt means a capital flight. It simply means money is leaving the country to another country. Now that is a burden, because riches is leaving the country to foreign countries. So it's a debt if the national debt it's a burden if the national debt is external, but not a burden if it is internal. I hope that part is clear to us. Now, the duration of the debt. Now, when we talk of the duration of the debt, there is a short-term debt and there is a long-term debt. Now, when it's a short-term debt, it doesn't constitute a real problem. Why? Because those who enjoyed from that loan are the ones who are repaying the loan. You understand that? The generation that enjoyed the loan and it is a generation that repays the loan. So it's not much of a problem. And also, the servicing period will not be too long. So it's not a real burden if it's a short-term debt. For instance, if the government takes a loan to, build schools and improve on infrastructure, for that loan to be repaid within a short period of time, it means that those who enjoyed that infrastructure, those who enjoyed from that school or from the loan itself, are the people that are going to repay the loan. So it's not much of a burden. But imagine when the government takes a loan that will be repaid in 25 years' time, and the government takes such a loan to say improve on government infrastructure, build schools. It simply means that the generation that will come back to repay that loan is not the generation that actually enjoyed from the loan. You understand that? It means that those who are going to pay that loan are children that are not even yet born. So those of us who are going to enjoy the loan now will not be the ones to repay the loan. So it's a burden when it's a long-term loan. And also the other thing is, if it's a long-term loan, you can imagine for 25 years the government has to service that loan every year. So it constitutes a real burden. The next is the marketability of the debt. I explained to you for the other time on the marketability of a debt. When we say a debt is marketable, it means that the debt can be resold. It means old debt can be resold to finance new debt. A practical example is I make the example of treasury bills and bonds. You see, it means that when the government takes loan from private individuals, if the private individuals cannot wait till the maturity of that loan, they can sell the bond, they can sell the treasury bills and get back their money. So that one is not really a burden. It becomes a burden if the loan is non-marketable. If it cannot be sold to another person, then that poses a real threat. How does it pose a real threat? Those who gave the government that loan have to hold on to that particular loan until it is repaid, and it constitutes a real burden. So when a national debt is marketable, it's not much of a burden. Why? Because it can be sold. Excuse me. But if it is marketable, then it is not much of a loan, not much of a burden. But if it is not marketable, then it's a burden. The next is the purpose of the loan. The purpose. Now, when we talk of the purpose of the loan, there are two types. We have the deadweight debt and the reproductive debt. Now, if the loan is taken to finance current consumption or to finance war, then it's a burden. It poses a real threat. Why? Because it does not produce money for it to repay itself. So when you take a loan to finance, say, war, it's not reproductive. It doesn't give income to the government. I hope that is clear. But then, if it is a reproductive loan, for instance, the government takes it to actually build roads, build marketplaces, build bridges, stadia, it brings in a lot of money into the government's coffers, and that can help the government to repay the loan faster and easier in the nearest future. So it is not much of it's not a burden if it is reproductive. It's like somebody coming to take a loan to say start up a business. It's not much of a burden because the business is going to give him money to repay the loan in the future. But if somebody is taking loan to make a wedding, funeral, birthday celebration, then that's deadweight loan. It means that it's a burden because the person will have to look for money from elsewhere to repay. So now whether it's a burden or not, it depends on these four concepts: the source of the loan, the duration of the loan, the marketability of the loan, and the purpose of the loan. So that is it about the question. Is national debt a burden? Or to what extent is national debt a burden? So you have to explain that. It is neither a burden nor is it it can be a burden as it might not be a burden. But whether or not it's a burden depends on these four factors, and then you explain each and every one of these factors, and then you conclude. So that is it about the burden of a national debt. So in the next video, I'm going to go further to the government budget. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you.